Hey y'all, welcome back to the Griot Lounge. We are live with L Boogie Speaks. Dre Vibes is in the building, but he'll be around a little bit later. So today's topic, we're talking about. I don't know why my microphone sound like this. Anyway, it's been a minute, but we're back for the reopening of the Griot Lounge. Normally, we'll be telling stories, but for now, we're just going to be talking about the latest social dilemma, and that is Ye versus Nori. We're talking about the latest that went down on Drink Champs last week. The podcast was pulled because they said Noriega instructed for the podcast to be pulled because of the content. And he pretty much knew what the content was going to be about. I'm just letting people know because a lot of people have came forward and some people have said, why are you supporting him? I'm not supporting him, but I'm rooting for him. I always root for the underdog, but that's neither here nor there. So what I need you guys to do is to chime in and let me know what your thoughts is. If you want to come on live, let me know. I could bring you in. I can invite you. You just click the link and you'll be poof into the live. All you got to do is let me know that you want to come live and be a part of it. Talking about Kanye, I'm not a Drink Champs watcher. My son put me up on it, or maybe one of my homeboys put me up on it, and I saw my first episode I saw was with I think it was a Chris Brown. I think I saw Chris Brown on there, and he was got a little bit of um insides on my outsides. No, I saw a interview that they did with Chris Brown, and I thought it was pretty cool, but it wasn't really my kind of set that I really like. Visiting, not visiting, but watching. So Mr. West was on there recently, and I remember seeing it from the beginning. He asked them, he brought his own crew in there, smart move, and he asked Noriega if he could keep his people there, and everything. And he agreed. And he said, are you going to let me basically say what I need to say and not cut me off? And he said, oh, yeah. You're going to. They kind of set him up, in my opinion. But the question is, why are people so divided on a celebrity who really don't affect them in any kind of way? And a lot of people were angry at Kanye for what he said about White Lives Matter. I can go a little deep into it, but I don't have any materials queued up where I could show you what the term white really means. Ye might have known that's what it meant, but the label, I'm having some Wi-Fi issues, y'all bear with me. The label of white really is not what people think it means. They think it's skin color. See, that's where we're at in the world. We're so indoctrinated that our indoctrination is indoctrinated. We don't know what's up or down anymore because of what we were taught to think as. People looked at the term white and associated it with Caucasian skin, pale skin. They thought that every pale skinned person would be considered white. But when they first came to this country, these immigrants or invaders or colonists, whatever you want to call it, they were classified as black because black was a status, and it carried the status of ignorant, incapacitated, dirty, poor. And those were the people that came over here. A lot of the people that came over here and they didn't have any wealth. So they were blacklisted as, you ain't got no money. So you're going to have to either buy into this indentured servitude or find a way to make your way and take over. So anyway, that's a long story. The original people that were considered white actually did not have pale skin, but I'll let y'all research that. But, people stuck on the term, white lives matter. And then you have those people say, well, all lives matter. I'm going to say all lives don't matter because we don't control shit. And in most cases, we are the ones that's killing each other. White folk kill white folk. Pale skin folk kill pale skin folk. Black folk kill black folk. So if all lives matter, there wouldn't be a necessary to say it. Apparently it don't. Because we don't control enough to say we matter. And that's what Kanye was bringing about. When you control things, then yeah, your life matters. When you can respect, your culture, your life matters. We don't respect anything. And we're so, deep into this cancel culture. It's ridiculous. They actually canceled Kanye 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. They forgot. That's how this Mandela effect is, y'all. Y'all canceled anybody that represented the fact that I'm not finna do what everybody else is doing. Everybody was pushing for democracy. Everybody hated Trump for some reason. Nobody to this day can still tell me what Trump did. They repeat the media script. I don't care what this man did. I didn't vote for him, but I root for him. I root for him. Why? Because everybody hated him, and I couldn't find a reason to hate Mr. Trump. None. Same thing with Candace Owens. The only reason why I don't rock with Candace Owens is because I don't know. You're allowed to marry who you want to marry, but I don't understand why. But, same thing with Kanye. That's why I never really focused my attentions on Kanye. He married to somebody who I didn't think could build his image very well. But whatever the reason, many people speculated that he was MK Ultra. You can tell he was. But the average person don't pay close attention to it. You can't really tell that he was MK Ultra. Nobody paid attention. But if you go back and look at some of the old footage, you could see the change. And another thing people was mad about, they kept saying that he sold out, he sold his soul, and they ain't rocking with him. He married a Kardashian and fuck Kanye and fuck Ye and all this stuff. And I'm like, all of us sold out. When he said slavery was a choice, was he lying? Because right now, the only thing that changed between the word slavery and, is that now you're called employees instead of slaves or indentured servants because you get a paycheck. And there's a company that signs your paycheck. And there's a bank that your company draws its funds on or that banks with. And that is the same thing Kanye doing. What makes you a different slave than what he is? Or what makes you a different sellout than what he is? We all sell out. When our parents signed that birth certificate, they sold us back to the state. Y'all don't know that. Y'all want to get mad at Kanye talking about he's a sellout. You a sellout too, B. Your parents sold you back to the state when they signed that birth certificate. And that's all Kanye's saying. He cracked the code and figured out what the shit was going on. Most of us already knew. We already knew what the code was. I remember hearing about the Illuminati for the first time back in the 90s. That's one of the reasons why I walked away from hip hop back then. I was a deep, deep Christian. And I felt some kind of way when they started exposing the industry and rap music had got violent, and it was people dying, and East Coast, West Coast beef. It was just too much. And I was and we're back. So what I'm trying to say is I'm not a supporter of Kanye the way y'all think. In other words, if this nigga ran for president, I'm not going to campaign for him or vote for him, but I would definitely root for him. And that's another thing. There's always a script to everything. There's a script that's being played out right now, and it's COINTELPRO. I don't know if Kanye West is privy to it. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. They still can use you, even though you may have broken out of your MK Ultra. I'm pretty sure there's some kind of microchips or some shit somewhere. And this is just opinion. I can't prove this nigga was MK Ultra, but it just looked like he was based on observation. Remember when he first came out, only the people in Chicago was probably privy to him. Most people in this part of the, you know, and I'm not saying that people in my state wasn't. I just wasn't. But when I first noticed him, I heard the first song was Through the Wire, where he explained that he was in a plane crash, almost lost his life. They had to basically stitch him back together like the doggone Reanimator or Frankenstein. And they put this man back together, and he was literally rapping through the wire. Now, some people say, "Oh, he had mad love for the culture. He had mad love for the skill. You know, he wanted to just go on and maybe he signed his soul away before the plane crash, or maybe he wanted to take it back before that plane crash, because at some point Kanye was under, you know, a doctor's care. We don't know what happened when they was sewing this man and, you know, and repairing his body after that plane crash. Because I heard from other sources that he died, and that what we see is a clone. I don't know. That's something I'm not even getting into right now because I don't have any proof. So clones are usually MK Ultra too, because they have to be controlled and be programmed on what to do and how to, you know, play the game, so to speak. So anyway, I believe he or it, whatever it is, because he went from Kanye to Ye, and you know that's kind of common when people get cloned or they get somebody to replace them. Their name changes. Remember, Michael Jackson went from Michael Jackson to MJ. After his accident, he disappeared and came back totally different. Like seriously, and nobody complained about it. Only thing they said was, damn, this nigga getting lighter and lighter. But no, there was no conspiracy really big about, and my camera, my background is messing up so bad. I might have to take this off because this is a little crazy. So anyway, Michael Jackson was known as Michael Jackson from the Jackson 5. And when he had his accident in 1984, I think it was, or 85, and he was gone for a few years and he went through extensive surgery. Remember, they said that his hair had melted onto his scalp from the heat. And others said they were literally trying to kill him. So this thing, Michael Jackson went off and came back a few years later and was the color of he was the color of a white person, of a pale person. And nobody really said anything. It bothered me though. It bothered me so bad that I didn't listen to Michael Jackson throughout the 90s for whatever reason. I think the last song in the 90s that I probably liked was Remember the Times. And I think he came back out of his hiding to do that song, and then he disappeared again because his music changed. Like Michael Jackson didn't used to do all that. He didn't do all of that when he was coming up. But when he came back in the 90s, like you won't find none of that on the Billie Jean album, on the Off the Wall album. You won't hear that. You don't hear none of that. And I'm not saying artists don't, mature and change and or whatever, but that style of him doing all that threw me off because I'm like, what is he talking about? And then he did songs like Have You Seen My Childhood? He was doing songs like Black or White. It doesn't matter if you're black or white. I didn't understand any of those songs because Michael Jackson was a person that represented the Black culture. And when you hear him talk later, you hear him talk about that. So I think Michael Jackson did have a clone, and I think Michael Jackson was in and out, making his appearances and then disappearing. And I'm not even really 100% sure that he's actually dead. But Kanye, Mr. Ye, Mr. West was not the first person to notice what the industry was doing. He had a I'm offline. They kind of did them the same way a little bit because not the people, but the industry. They blackballed Lauryn Hill. They blackballed Professor Griff. They blackballed anybody that spoke out against the Jewish system. It's no secret that they own the industry. And for people to be mad for him for speaking out about that, or were they just mad about the damn T-shirt, White Lives Matter? Listen, he's a fashion designer. If you can make money off of white people, why not? They make money off of y'all. Y'all buy all the Louis Vuitton, the Gucci, the Fendis, and all that shit. And Kanye came up with his own brand. Y'all barely support him. I know the style is a little crazy. It's a little zombie-ish, but y'all don't even support that or his shoes. But you go out and buy Jordans, you go out and buy Nike, you go out and buy whatever, Adidas, you go out and buy all of those different things, and they're not owned by your people. He just used those companies to market his stuff. But they was his designs. They were his creations. Because he don't own a clothing factory and he don't own clothing stores, he had to go through the white folk to get his brand out there. But y'all didn't support him like that. So y'all canceled him because he was seen with Trump. He married a Kardashian, and you say he's a sellout. How many of y'all get up every day and go to your own job, your own company with your own name and logo on the company, bank at your own bank that you founded, and still got money that got your face on it? That doesn't happen. That hasn't happened. So when y'all say he sold out, so did we all. We all sold out. In fact, everybody that come into this country, in order to be prosperous, in order to, back in the day, back before when this was a law, you had to become and agree to the Black Christian slave codes if you wanted anything. Black people became, they said by the 19th century, the majority of Black, quote unquote, Negro, colored, copper colored, indigenous, Native Americans, whatever you want to call it, had resorted to Christianity. They promised them land, they promised them status, they promised them benefits by saying that they were Christian. Meanwhile, most people came to this country escaping religious persecution. That's why they came here, because Christianity was going around the globe kicking people's ass if they didn't join. Crusades for Christ. That's what it was all about. The Crusades for Christ under Constantine at some point were going around, and it didn't stop because Constantine died and the regime. It kept going on until the colonizers in America made it such a great place. It still goes on. People still are being killed for being non-Christian, Muslim, and all that shit still going on. So to continuously say he sold out. So many of us did too. So many of our ancestors did too, because they were told that if they signed it and became a Christian, they would get this status and they would get that status. That's why to this day, some of these people don't even go to church. They know the rule. Some of these people wasn't raised in church. They lucky y'all. Lucky y'all. Now, the crazy thing is my mother and my mother wasn't raised in church. But when she got to be an adult, she joined the Christian family, the belief system. And so we didn't have a choice. We had to come on in the room, you know. So anyway, the fact that y'all say Kanye sold his soul. Okay, let's say he did. Let's say he sold himself to the industry, realized he wasn't going to have the rights to his music, realized that he's making more money for somebody else, and they're telling him how to program the minds of the people. You know, we on the murder, death, kill frequency, and this is what sells. And he was saying, I don't want to do this no more. This is killing my people. I don't want to do, I want out. And he'd been trying to get out for a while, but y'all weren't paying attention. Y'all kept calling this nigga crazy. Y'all kept saying he was crazy, and he was, and he was, but he wasn't. He was crazy because he knew once he figured out what was going on. Do y'all remember back in, I believe it was because Obama was in office, and remember the thing with Taylor Swift and the awards, and Taylor Swift had won an award, and Kanye was snapping out this shit then. He jumped on stage and he said, excuse me, I'm gonna let you finish, but I have got to give props and to my girl. You know, he was giving Beyonce credit. She was in the audience looking like, oh my God, what is he doing? Oh, he shouldn't be doing it. She knew the nigga was gonna do that. But then again, she might not, because it seemed like Kanye was trying to snap out of shit then. He was starting to say, I'm sick of these always white motherfuckers that ain't got no talent that we have getting these awards. But for once, he might have been, I mean, not for once, but he might have been right about that. But this was their platform, so he should have sat his ass down. He had no business getting up there on a platform talking shit. Everything is their platform, to be honest with you. But they was awarding themselves, because white folks love patting themselves on the back. So he jumped in the picture. And I think after she died, they really swooped in and got him. After she died, I think they really turned the machine all the way up, because that's when he started doing the stuff that was a little bit MK Ultra-y. You know, marrying a Kardashian, like, why? You know what I'm saying? Amber Rose wasn't the prize either. You know, she had her, you know. So that's what people don't understand. Why was he with these white chicks, these half white chicks? Why wasn't the sisters good enough for him? Only his reasoning is the only thing that matter. I don't know what his psychology is about that. If you MK Ultra, you're gonna go where they tell you to go. You're gonna marry who they tell you to marry. You're gonna have as many kids they tell you to have. This is what they part of MK Ultra. You're not yourself. You're following somebody else's program. And so maybe he got smart enough and decided to jump out that shit, take his soul back, and tell everybody else. First thing we do is, oh, Kanye, sit your retarded ass down. You crazy this, you crazy. He got mental illness. We all are mentally ill, because this is not our system. And we've been programmed to do exactly what they tell us to do. Do you know why I haven't been on? I was on lockdown on Facebook for 60 days, because they have a thing when you go on Facebook. They have this screen, and it says on your homepage, and it says, what's on your mind? That's a trap, because when you post what's on your mind, somebody come along and the bots and they say, oh, this violates community standards. But any day you can go on Facebook and you can find a video of people fighting. You could find a video of, and they might cover it and say, this is violent content. see why, but they give you an option to watch it. But the moment you say something that upsets their algorithm, here they come with their bullshit. Playing around with my new buttons. But anyway, that's exactly what he was saying. It's exactly what other big celebrities were trying to say and talk about, but got blackballed. Kanye was very strategic in his. He waited till this time to say, I don't give a fuck if they blackball me, because they did. In my life, they told them people, they took everything from this man, which proves what he was saying. And it proves that the man, what's his name, Noriega, it proves that this man is a puppet. Yes, Kanye is a puppet. Everybody in the entertainment industry is. But who's to say you can't cut them strings? Y'all won't let Kanye cut the strings. As long as Kanye is doing his shenanigans and to give y'all something to talk about him, that's how y'all want him. But y'all don't want him telling the truth. What spell is y'all on under? Who signed y'all paycheck? Who you work for? Who y'all work for? Somebody said they work for Quicken Loans. Somebody said they work for Comerica Bank. Somebody signed y'all check. And when you want to go to the ATM machine, the thing that comes out that ATM machine is covered with white, pale skin faces on it. Things that y'all tell y'all kids to study, go to school so you can get a job and have a career and get that money with them dead white slave owners on it. But Kanye is the sellout because he got just billions while you just got a couple hundred sitting in your account. But there's no difference. You got a high paid slave and you got a low paid slave. We all sold out because none of us own any financial institutions. And I ain't talking about owning a bank on the corner. That's cool. You got a bank. I'm talking about a whole chain of banks that's worldwide. Now, here's the bad thing about all of this. These people that own these institutions, all of that money and things that we put in there in exchange and bet our life on is blood money. Kids were sold and bought. People were human trafficked because humans are the biggest commodity on this planet. And maybe, just maybe, Mr. West was trying to tell y'all that. Is he crazy? He's not no crazier than Elon Musk. But y'all admire him. Y'all admire him. Y'all love Elon Musk. But you hate Mr. West. And so, yeah. I guess they don't know I'm live. See, ain't nobody watching. Ain't nobody watching. That's okay. I still got to do this because I'm trying to build my audience. So I need you to subscribe to this channel. I need you to tell your friends about it. We just doing something different because this is a test show. I'm just trying to see how this equipment work. I got some new equipment here and I'm just trying to see how everything's working. And so, bear with me. Bear with me. I think my my battery died on my mouse. All right, so I'm gonna have to use my fingers. So yeah, I'm trying to see who wants to come on the show. And who wants to come on the show and give me your opinion about oh no, give me a second, guys. I'm trying to do something here. And it's not working. I'm trying to get to my sponsorship screen and it's not working. Let's see here. Okay, so then after that, okay, it's not letting me let's see this. Okay, yeah, here it is. Yeah. So give me a second, y'all. This is a new I'm trying to play my hold on, y'all. And or tap the screen so that we can, let me try this because I'm trying to find my files. And of course they won't let me. But let's see if this works. This is kind of a trial and error. And that worked. There we go. Okay, let me try that again. This is a test show. Somebody watching, that's probably my mom.
No, it's me. I just told you, it's me. Oh, she can't. Can you hear me?
No.
You gotta have YouTube. You probably don't got. You gotta look her name up.
Okay, I don't know what happened. Okay, there we go. These are some of my sponsors. That's Reed Metal Toying, Scrapping. This event is old. Some of these things I gotta update. All right.
It's something you click and put them on there. Phones don't. They don't just do that. There's something you're doing to put the stuff on there.
All right. So Dre Vabs is here.
No, it's something y'all doing to put them on there.
And unfortunately, he got to get to the microphone if he want to say what he gonna say. Cause
no, I'm talking. Me and her trying to figure something out.
Oh, okay. So anyway, who was right and who was wrong? Was Ye right and Nori wrong? Because it seemed like it backfired for Mr. Noriega. It seemed like it backfired because he came out and said, I didn't know he was gonna say all that. I should have said something, but I didn't say anything. I wish I could play them clips. I have to figure out how to do that, y'all. That's gonna take me a day to learn how to load videos and edit so that I could play those clips where he was, I think he was it the Breakfast Club he was on that day? And when he was on the Breakfast Club, he was backtracking the whole thing. And he was proving is
almost unusable.
It's proving exactly what Kanye was saying. Like, we know who owned Drink Champs. We know who owned you, Nori. And you had to do damage control. And I bet in your behind closed doors all day long, this nigga was probably going, fuck. I gotta do damage control. They gonna cancel my shit. He ain't say the people was gonna have his back. He probably was like, damn, they gonna cancel my shit. I gotta go. I gotta call. Let me call Charlemagne. Let me call the God. And let me let me just clear this up and let them know that I was not feeling what he was feeling. I even said it in the interview that, yeah, man, you shouldn't have said that, or I should do my little voice effect. I shouldn't have said that. Yeah, I shouldn't have said that, man. You shouldn't have said that, man. You gotta watch what you say, that you might hurt some people's feelings. Oh boy. So anyway, that's just how it was. I know ain't nobody watching, but in case somebody watched this later on, I still want to know, why was there such a social dilemma? Because we all on their platforms. And can't none of us say what we want to say. Talking about freedom of speech. Let me tell y'all something about rights. I got the right to do this. I got the right to do that. You got a right to shut the fuck up and do what somebody tell you to do. Because if I'm about to end this broadcast because they keep cutting me off. Maybe my Wi-Fi is going bad, and plus my battery is going low. I got all this equipment tagged into it, so I'm just gonna end this little thing. Thank y'all for tuning in, though. I almost went an hour, but at least I, got a half hour in and learning how to play with this, and these learning how to play with my my new equipment here. So let's give it up for my new equipment. Give it up for the new equipment. Yeah, and we're gonna be back next week with our Halloween show, and also with our stream of my documentary. You really don't want to miss that. Finally, it's finally gonna be premiering on October 31st right here on StreamYard. It's the story of what I've been dealing with medically, physically, emotionally. It's just a little documentary of just some things about myself. It's been real rough. This year has been really, really hard. And for a lot of people that don't really know what's going on, I can tell you right now, these people have been transmitting signals and putting shit in the food supply in the waters, and these uh um I can't say it, these and yeah, they know, man. So anyway, we'll be back next week, October 31st. Don't forget, October 31st we will be premiering my documentary for all 3 people that's gonna watch. So I will see that, but that's Monday. And then next Sunday we'll be back with our new series, our Surviving Religion series, back with another guest. He came on before and people liked him. So we're going to bring him back, Dr. Michael J. Thomas. He's an ex-archbishop. Archbishop. I can't say that right. Archbishop. And he'll be back to, to give us a little bit more knowledge and expose religion, because I think it's time. And I can't wait. So anyway, y'all, thank you for tuning in. I didn't get anybody to give me their opinion about Mr. West and Mr. Noriega. All I can say is that I just saw the proof of what Kanye was saying. And I just want to say he just wasn't lying. So if you call that support, that's on you. I root for him because I don't see the reason for the hate. But it is what it is. Anyway, I want to thank y'all, and I really hope that y'all can tune in next week and check me out. Peace.
Any thoughts?